get started, I want to thank Patrick and Christina and Main Street and the Skowhegan Savings Bank as well. For me, this has been a great experience, and I was very glad when Mr. Hamilton stopped at the tree farm and told me to come do this. It was well worth it. But I will advise you, if you're a Christmas tree farmer, don't do a cohort when you're coming up on your business. But, as you can see, my name is Matthew Quinn, and I am the proprietor of the Cornville Christmas Tree Company, LLC, and that is my sister and myself with my grandfather in a tree field in 1983 cutting one of our first trees. And believe it or not, I am still harvesting trees out of this very field today. I've had a love of Christmas trees my entire life, but you know that we can't do these things ourselves, right? We have to have a team. So I have a team. And the first person in my team, and she's here today as well, is my beautiful wife, Christy. She's my rock. She is the same one in the business partnership. She keeps me grounded and keeps all my ideas down on earth instead of out in the clouds. I also have my father, Jeffrey, who has instilled a love of horticulture in me and has grown Christmas trees, and as any person who has a dad always can go to when you need help and words of wisdom. Not to mention my friends and my family who show up every November and December to help get these trees out to where they need to go. If you haven't noticed already, I'm a Christmas tree farmer, and that's what we sell. And then last but not least, I do have two professional business mentors. On the left, or on your right, is Len Price, or on your left is Len Price. He's the owner and operator of Nutkin, Nolan, Newburgh, and then Ryan Liberty, who is a businessman down in Wells and a gentleman farmer as well. I go to them for all of my business and tree-related questions. And at the end of the day, those guys keep this guy from losing his mind right about this week, because I don't know how I'm going to get this stuff out. So, what problem are we solving? Well, the simple answer is easy. You have a Christmas tree stand, you need a Christmas tree, I have Christmas trees. But more than that, we're offering a place for your family to make memories. We live in an artificial world, and at Quinn's Tree Farm, we offer you something real, and that's a Christmas tree. I have learned about the triple bottom line, actually through this program, the 3 P's of Patagonia, as we might know them, people, planet, and profit. So let's talk about people. Who is our customer base? Well, it's all of you. Central Mainers who live within 25 miles of the tree field, about 50 to 75,000 people in Somerset, Franklin, and northern Kennebec counties. 30 to 40% of those families buy a Christmas tree every year, and we are able to produce a profit out of that. They come to the farm, and they cut down their trees, and they're happy. The other side of our business model is we do wholesale, because not everybody can come up to Central Maine to get their Christmas tree. So what do? We take the Christmas tree to them. Every year we sell about 1,000 to 1,200 wholesale trees. They go up and down the eastern seaboard to families all along the East Coast. I even have sent trees down to Alameda County, Virginia last year, where they were sold to Virginians. And that's a lot of work. So, our values. We are an environmentally friendly, environmentally sustainable business. We're saving land from house lots. This is not land that would otherwise be trees that grow up. They would be fields that would be used for other things. I don't know if you are aware, but 1 acre of Christmas trees accounts for the oxygen for 18 people a day. And we manage and own 25 acres, which means 450 people in Cornville get their oxygen back. We also have plenty of habitat for our fauna of Maine, including songbirds like robins and eastern phoebes, deer and other critters like squirrels and even skunks, and pollinators like butterflies and bees, specifically wasps, which sting you. And lastly, I don't know if you knew this or not, but it is a circular revolving crop, and we plant 2 to 3 seedlings for every tree that we harvest, ensuring that we have a sustainable crop and we're continuing to plant trees. I don't know about any of you, but I planted 2,500 Christmas trees last year, so I covered your tally for getting the trees in the ground to keep our planet growing. So That's just a little bit of our environmental impact. But at the end of the day, we have to make money, right? So how do we make money? Well, the answer is pretty simple. We put a tree in the ground for $1. We grow it for 7 to 10 years, and it costs about $8 to $15 per tree, depending on where the growing profile is. And then we harvest it in 7 to 10 years for a cost or a return on investment of $40 to $100 plus if we have really nice premium Christmas trees. All in all, in 2021, we had gross sales of about $35,000 because we do more than just Christmas trees. The wreath tip in the fir green industry in Maine is absolutely huge. People want wreaths, they want garland. I know that Patrick doesn't like real Christmas trees, but he said he'd buy a wreath from me, so we'll be happy to sell him one of those. This year, we've already expanded our wholesale industry, our wholesale sales by another 250 trees, along with a 25% increase in our sales and a 20% increase in the cost of trees due to inflation and other things. We look to recognize about $60,000 this year in revenue, gross sales. So what's next, right? We always have to be growing, we can't be stagnant. And in a business that grows things, we are going to grow. I'm looking eventually to go from my 6,000 Christmas trees to 20,000 to 50,000 Christmas trees. That's going to take land. So I'm looking for land investments, land lease programs with other people, or outright buying real estate for ourselves. I want to have a much larger gift shop, and I want to have people be able to come to the farm, experience getting a tree, and then making those impulse purchases while they're there to get all the other trinkets that you give to your friends and family at Christmas. And then lastly, I want to create a global resource in the Christmas tree green side of things, where we can plant specifically high-end balsam fir seedlings that will produce nicer, greener, bluer greens, and they'll renew for 35 to 40 years the life of the tree. That land will continue to give until those trees pass on. Why should you pick us? We're literally rooted in Somerset County. We cannot leave. We are Somerset County. Agriculture and tourism are the two biggest things of Somerset County right now. Agritourism is $1 billion industry in the United States, and we're part of that. So I'm here for a specific ask. The first thing that I'm asking for is a tree shaker. Believe it or not, we shake Christmas trees. It violently shakes all the dead needles out so that you in the home have a better experience with your tree, so you don't have dead needles on the ground, which is one of the biggest complaints. And if there's a squirrel in there, we want to get it out because we've all seen Christmas Vacation, and we don't want to have a rogue squirrel event. And then on the other side of it, we're asking for a wreath making machine. This will increase our production of making wreath and garlands while reducing, it works by wrapping the wire around the wreath much faster, so it reduces the time and the labor involved to get those wreaths out. And we'll be able to turn a profit on both of these machines if given the money. We would be able to pay for what it would ultimately cost in the first year alone, and after that it would be complete profit. If you have any questions, I can talk Christmas trees all day long. My name is Matthew Quinn. This is the Quinnville Christmas Tree Company. Check us out on YouTube. I'm all open for whatever you have to say. Sure.
Thank you. That's a great presentation. Very well done. Very well presented. You did a great job identifying the market, letting us know exactly where you're going to go. What do you feel like your biggest challenge is moving forward? You have a great growth opportunity. I think 6,000 trees to 20,000. What's the biggest challenge to get there? Is it land? Is it money?
So it's going to be land, and it's going to take money. Initially, what I want to do is eventually I'm going to have to find stock here. So it does take 7 to 10 years to grow that tree. Right now, my 6,000 trees, I do have 2,500 a year going up, but it's going to be a window where I'm going to be a little lean. I just won't have what's going in now. So we're actively looking for other tree farms that may have gotten a little out of hand, that we go in and get back into shape, things like that. So land and money to cover that time is going to be our biggest challenge.
And do you have to buy the land, or
No,
is it possible to
no,
lease
you
it?
do not have to buy the land. So if anybody has any fields that they want to have a really nice, beautiful layout, please talk to me. So Actually, right now, we only own 9 acres of the 25 acres that we manage, and I participate in land lease programs where I grow Christmas trees on your land. I take care of the land 100%, mow, shear, everything. You get to look at beautiful Christmas trees. When we harvest the tree, I give you a part of the cost of what we sell for. I buy them from you at a much reduced rate. It would easily cover your property taxes in that.
I come from a family who has Christmas tree farms.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is resonating, although we never had the machinery. We had to wrap trees by hand to send them away. And it's a very seasonal business. Can you see any opportunity for, and I'll call it out of season?
Absolutely, absolutely. Already, I have had people, it still is in season, but I have had people calling for photo opportunities. Photographers love to use the tree farm, and I'm happy to rent that space to them. We also, one of the things that we look at is, it is, as you know, growing trees is a full-time job in the summer. However, the land is available for people to use. One of the things is, I can't remember the name of the business, but it's where you can, it's like an Airbnb for camps, for tenters, that will come and they can tent on your land, and I know some tree farms who have done that. I would like to get into a secondary crop at some point. I've looked at very, very loosely, I don't know anything about it, but something maybe like lavender, maybe strawberries or something that would flip the other side. Those are my initial types of things. Maybe down the road, wedding venues or things like that. I feel by the time I'm ready for that, the whole barn thing's gonna be over. Well, you know, it's a hot thing right now.
With the increase in land that you're trying to, how many work jobs do you think that would create?
So I would be able to create a seasonal job. I typically can manage, and I say I can do it, I struggle. I typically manage with one other helper right now, my 6,000 trees. So if I went to $20,000 to $50,000, 50,000 trees, I would have at least one full-time employee year-round with me. And then we would probably have 5 to 10 seasonal employees in the fall and then during planting season. And sharing as well. Those are the 3 big seasons. So you have April, May, July, August, September, and then November, December. And then there's some lulls in between January to March being the biggest.
Any other questions? All right. Thank you, Matt.